Hi, Jordan Mortimer with the Aspire for Freedom Tribe, and I help internet marketers build profitable online businesses. Now, if the thought has ever crossed your mind of maybe just this whole online marketing thing just isn't working out, and if the thought has ever crossed your mind of maybe you should quit, then I'd like to share with you a really valuable lesson, a really valuable story today. So it comes from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's an absolutely brilliant book. It's what every top earner in our industry has read, and it's what every top earner recommends their students and followers to read, and it's what I'm recommending to you right now. Now, within this book, Napoleon Hill, he tells the story of a guy named Darby, whose uncle had gold fever. And after some research, they had some land, and after some research, they got some research done, and they determined that gold most likely does exist in this particular location on the property. So what happened was Darby and his uncle, they landmarked the location, and then they went home and raised some. They decided to start digging. So after a week of digging, they hit some ore, and they realized that there actually is gold down there to be found. So they celebrated and made the decision to raise up some startup capital and invest in the necessary equipment to be able to get out all the gold down there, to be able to dig up all the gold. So they went home and raised all the money that they needed for the required equipment, and then went back and they started the process of mining out all the gold on the land. So they mined enough to be able to pay back everyone who had invested in their venture. And from that point, at that point, they were really excited, because from this point onwards, it was all going to be pure profit. However, at that moment, the gold reserves dried up, and the vein or the ore that they had found seemed to have disappeared. So right at that point of breaking even, the gold dried up, and so they decided to keep digging a little bit longer, but they just couldn't find any more. And it appeared that they had found all the gold that there was to be found in the area, and they didn't believe that there was any point of digging any further, and they came to the conclusion that it just wasn't worth it. They didn't think that by continuing to dig for gold, anything good was going to happen. So Darby and his uncle sold their machinery to a junker in the town for a few $100s, and went home fairly disappointed with the whole thing. But for his part, the junker realized that he had just bought a whole bunch of machinery, and it was now sitting on some land which had already been proven to have some gold there at some point in time. So what the junker did was he brought in a mining engineer to investigate the possibility of there being any more gold in the area. And what happened was the expert determined that just 3 feet away from where Darby and his uncle had been digging, there was actually a massive ore of gold, and Darby had just been digging in the slightly wrong direction. So the junkman adjusted his course a little bit, dug down, struck gold, and ended up making millions of dollars from the gold mine. And this was all after Darby and his uncle had already done 98% of all the hard work. Now, having said that, the story does end on a positive note. Darby learned from his mistake of giving up too soon, and he then went on to become a phenomenally successful insurance salesman. He learned the lesson that you need to persevere through the difficulties and stay focused if you are to be successful. Now, in the online world, there are so many people out there who quit metaphorically 3 feet from gold. What happens is they begin to experience some challenges, they begin to experience some hardships, and they don't quite see the results that they're wanting to see, and as a result, they quit. And what happens is most people who do this do so metaphorically 3 feet from gold, 3 feet from their breakthrough. If they'd gone just a little bit deeper, a little bit further, if they just kept pushing a little bit harder, if they'd stayed a little more persistent and a little more consistent, their breakthrough would have occurred. Now, I want you to understand that challenges and setbacks will come up, but it's how you respond to those setbacks. That's what will determine whether or not you let those small failures along the way lead you down the path of quitting. Because in internet marketing, there's no such thing as failure. There's only quitting. Now, personally, I've run a lot of ad campaigns, a lot of traffic campaigns where I've had very low opt-ins and I've made no sales. I've written emails that had 2% open rates, and my list is more than 1,600 people now, approaching 2,000. But back then it was quite small, and it was only getting 2% open rates and 0 click-through rates. And I had people writing hate mail to me for genuinely trying to help them. But my sheer will to not quit, even though I'm experiencing setbacks, is what led to me experiencing my first 70-cent sale. It then led to me experiencing my first $37 day, my first $47 day, $126 day, $474 day, $1,000 day, and continuing to grow each and every day. So understand that there will be hardships, there will be frustrations, but it's all part of the journey. But if you let them force you into a state of quitting, it will most likely be 3 feet from gold, 3 feet from your breakthrough. And the only way to ensure that you never create your breakthrough online is if you quit. So thanks for listening to my message today. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. I hope you got some new perspective on this whole online marketing thing. If you did, leave me some likes, some hearts, share this video, and click the link below so you can find out more about what it is that I do to go out and generate these leads on an ongoing basis, make sales on a consistent basis, have $1,000 days, and how you can go out and do the same for yourself. So if you're interested in having a profitable online business and a profitable online lifestyle business that you can run in as little as 2 to 3 hours per day, then you're going to get a lot of value out of this. So once again, thanks for stopping by. Leave me some likes, some hearts, share this video, and click that link below.